So we are getting late into the season of our garden, and we have quite a bit of watermelons to harvest today. A little backstory on our life. So in 2018, we started gardening at our previous house, and it was a little smaller than this garden that we have here. We always planted watermelon seeds, but the grass would start taking over and they would just be really tiny, so we really didn't try very hard back then. So fast forward to 3.5 years ago, we moved to this farm that we live here now. We moved here in December, so the following spring we knew that we needed to put in a garden. We didn't know at the time, but we have horrible soil here. It's like creek gravel and so many rocks, and you can't even put a shovel in some of the areas. So we ended up having to build some garden boxes because we knew that following spring we wanted to grow some food. We didn't have very much room to grow anything in those boxes, and I know I still had a dream of having a really big garden like we did at our previous house. After talking to my husband, taking his ear off about explaining to have something bigger, we finally hired a guy to bulldoze some of the trees in our backwoods. This process really took about 2 years from start to finish. My husband and I worked so hard on cutting up all the wood, burning all the brush, and just picking up all the rocks. Not only was this all for the garden, but it was for a bigger cow pasture too. So fast forward to this spring, this was really our first year to grow in this big garden. We rushed last year laying our no-till garden, so it didn't really do as well, and I was a little nervous starting this year. So the watermelon patch was actually supposed to be the corn patch, and we had so many weeds in this area that we actually had to take the tiller and lightly till the top just to break up all the weeds and get rid of them. And I really didn't want to have to do that again, so we put down this garden fabric just to keep the weeds out. And after a little time, I ended up changing my mind, and we just started planting watermelon seeds and pumpkin seeds. Slugs were a really big issue in the beginning of the season, and after planting again and we finally controlled the slugs, we had watermelon growing. Now, mind you, we tested our soil. I was not going into the season not knowing what the soil was lacking. We ended up buying some loads of soil from a cattle farm to lay all of this no-dig garden. The soil test was really good, and all it needed was calcium. So my husband didn't believe that we could grow watermelon where we live, and honestly, I really didn't either, but I wanted to prove him wrong. I've seen one person I know grow 1 or 2, but I really never seen anyone else grow watermelons in our little town. So as the days went on, I just made sure to water and fertilize often. We started to see baby watermelons forming, but we wasn't still convinced it was going to grow into something big. So as the time went on, the melons were getting really good size, and of course we were excited, but now we're thinking like a raccoon or something would come in and start eating them, but we still really wasn't fully convinced that it would taste good. Time came to pick the first one, but we had no clue on how to know this one was ready. So the first one that I picked, it was too early and it just tasted like sugar. So it really made me nervous because I still wanted to prove my husband wrong. So the next one he picked, it was really good. Now we were really excited. The next few tasted so good that we started calling ourselves watermelon farmers. We laugh and say we are watermelon rich now. So some of the varieties that we grew this year were strawberry, crimson sweet, sugar baby, and I had a few old seeds of Alibaba, but I don't really think those did anything. And honestly, they were all really good. We do plan to grow the same varieties next year just because they were that good. We can grow watermelons where we live. This has been such an amazing garden season. Just watching my kids get excited about all the food has brought us so much joy. The watermelon especially. My two youngest sons are obsessed with picking watermelons. I have never seen kids so excited about something like this. We were so blessed to be able to give some away and share, and the good Lord has really blessed us so much. And you can just see all the juice running out of this watermelon here. And this one was almost overripe because you could just see the outside of the rind was just splitting real easy. And we picked a lot of these that were sitting into our laundry room floor. You can see here my son is begging for a piece of watermelon this whole entire time he was cutting this up. So nothing goes to waste around here. And you can see here our animals love eating all the scraps. I think this is another thing that we enjoy is our cows and our chickens. We usually have pigs too, but we won't be getting pigs until this next spring. It was really neat. We got to breed some pigs and watch the babies be born, and we kind of just wanted to take a break from that from a year. And we have plenty of meat in our freezer, but right now we just have the chickens and the cows and a dog and a cat. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this story about growing watermelons. If you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.